Welcome back to my channel, guys. I am one day back in the States from a 5-night, 6-day trip to Cabo, which is paradise, my absolute favorite place to visit. Last time I did a solo trip, which was heavenly at Grand Mar, which is the more upscale or newer resort. And I did do the presentation and decided to purchase a 7-year membership with Solmar, where I received a 5-night, 6-day trip to Playa Grande, which is a sister resort and a 5-minute walk from Grand Mar. I'll be telling you how it was for me, my kids, and my mother, and then you can make a decision on whether you want to wake up in paradise at one of these luxury resorts.
Where are we?
We are in Los Copenhagen.
We are not in Los Copenhagen, bro. わー、めっちゃ綺麗な。見てよ。それ。わあ、本当に。
My poor baby boy was confused because the last time he traveled overseas, it was to Copenhagen, so he thought he was in Denmark, and my daughter refused to speak Spanish and only wanted to speak Japanese. But arrival was super easy. We had booked our travel in advance through the concierge at the hotel, and we arrived. They immediately took our luggage and escorted us to a golf cart so that they could transport us to our room. So I can't get over how beautiful this entryway is, and they also have those signature hotel scents so that when you walk in, your nostrils are just engulfed in this beautiful scent. This is the golf cart that they used to transport us. It was really easy, and I was so grateful that they did that because our room was a pretty long walk away from the hotel lobby.
Waiting for Ethan.
Yeah.
We are waiting to go to our room and trying to get an upgrade for it.
Okay, so he did know what's going on. Okay. High five. Thank you. Wow. Wow. いいんですよね。誰かね。あ、綺麗綺麗な。
How's your trip going so far?
Wonderful.
How's your trip going, Grandma?
Hey, hey. Do the fucking chicken.
And y'all, my trip is going perfect.
So
I wish there was a full body mirror.
I know, right? They have one in the other room I stayed in. The next time we come, we'll go to
And this is what it looks like outside. Just look at this place and look at those waves over there.
The resort gives you the option to pre-stock your room with groceries, so you can go online, select everything you want, and they'll bring it to your room before check-in. And we were a bit early, so he was stocking while we were there, but it was super convenient to have a full kitchen and be able to make food and snacks in the room if we wanted to, versus going out to eat.
And here's the other balcony. Oh, there's another huge wave coming. Wow.
We took the 5-minute walk over to Grand Mar to have a quick lunch since I was already familiar with their restaurants. And then we made our way back to our room, and we had these double balconies, one for each part of the room, and the view was amazing. I was worried it would be loud, but with the doors closed, you really couldn't hear much unless there was super loud music, and that was always done by about 9 p.m. The kids loved these pools. There were either 5 or 6 pools, I can't remember. But we spent so much time out here because it was never crowded, possibly because of the time of year that we came. And my son actually spent so much time in the pool that he got a really bad sunburn on his face. But we spent a lot of time lounging out here, ordering food and drinks, and just relaxing until the next event started on the property. I did make sure to get in my 2 strength training sessions, and both properties have really great gyms with a full set of equipment, so I didn't have to leave anything out, and I was able to bring my son with me, which was fun also. Wow.
I just stood back just in case.
Yeah.
Salty.
But look at it.
Wow.
Oh, there's already another one coming. Wow.
Doesn't it look scary and powerful?
Yeah.
Most of the beaches in Cabo are unswimmable because there are steep drop-offs, strong waves, and really strong currents as well that can pull you out into the ocean. So I had thoroughly terrified my children before we arrived at the property to be afraid of those waves, and rightfully so. So they were well aware that they needed to steer clear. Because the beaches are so dangerous to swim in, they actually keep people standing guard all day long just to make sure that people don't get too close to the shore, because sometimes the waves can climb really high and catch you off guard. Puffer fish. A puffer fish. Come on, bring the big waves. Bring the big wave. Come on.
Hold on.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Give us a big one. Me and the kids took an early morning walk down the beach past Gran Solmar to those huge rock formations. We were literally at the tip of the piece of land. Walking for about half an hour now. The video does not do these rocks justice at all. Ma'am, you can't go any further.
We have a gorilla on our hands.
It's not safe. They don't even have anybody looking down here. They say when you come this far, you're on your own.
The gorilla is on its own.
Can't lift that much, okay? Mama can't swim that hard. Mama. So the sand was not at all soft. To me, it was uncomfortable to walk in, but my kids were okay. But I did wear my grounding shoes so I could get the benefits of grounding in it. And there were very steep areas, so the kids took shortcuts every once in a while to avoid the dips. So the day after we arrived, we decided to go on the glass bottom boat tour. And before we got on the boat, we walked around the marina and did a little shopping. We didn't actually buy anything though, because everything is so expensive in Cabo. I mean, these little dresses you see here would be $60 or $70 a piece, which is out of the question when you can get them at Forever 21 for 15 bucks. We did buy a few little charms and trinkets to bring back to family members though. And we finally boarded the boat, and we were the only family on board, so it ended up being semi-private, and we saw sea lions and all kinds of life.
The big private yacht always is a Cayman Island. No pay tax.
Mom, I see the power boat.
This is a problem for the
Can you
tax.
see it?
Yeah, you see the
You speak Spanish?
This is my 4th time in Cabo, and so I've taken this tour out here several times, but the beauty amazes me every single time. The water is so beautiful. The weather is always perfect. You know, it never rains in Southern California. And Cabo is just at the very tip of that same piece of land that California is on. But this trip was really pleasant.
We just saw sea lions, pelicans, I think a seagull, and then a whole bunch of yellowtails, and I think maybe piranha, I don't know. And then there was no fish and there was a frog.
Ethan, you want to say anything? Just rocking?
Mexican
rocking.
Wow. It's like a reverse.
The other one is more dark. Look at my hand. Look at that rock formation.
Oh, yeah.
Granite sandstone. Look at the caves. Wow. It's very great.
Wow.
How many years ago? Oh my goodness. Millions.
My poor baby got a little seasick towards the end, but she was all right. The very next day, we had a pirate ship tour booked with snorkeling added on, and I honestly had no idea what to expect, but this ended up being the most fun excursion that we did on the trip, and I highly, highly recommend it for kids and big grown-up kids alike because it was super fun and the DJ was bomb. These kids wanted to snorkel. I begged them not to make me jump in the ocean with them because I wasn't going to let them go by themselves, but I'm glad that they convinced me to do it, even though I couldn't wait to get back on that boat. As soon as we hopped on, they handed us these delicious drinks, all alcoholic drinks, and a full buffet was included in this. And like I said, the DJ was fire. So it was a good time overall.
Hey, Estados Unidos, bienvenidos, welcome.
Ooh, child, it was time. I was so nervous. These kids had no fear. But we got our life jackets on and our snorkeling goggles and tubes. And my daughter jumped in first. So brave. She swims like a fish, so I wasn't worried about her. But they had only the platform there, so I thought me and Ethan were going to have to jump in and fall in too, but they let the stairs out for us. Thank God. My mom gets credit for filming this, but you can see my son swimming away from me and me frantically trying to catch up with him. The currents were so strong, and honestly, I could not wait to get back on the boat from the moment that I hit the water. There was definitely a lot of wildlife bumping up against our feet. Friday, we didn't plan anything and we just took advantage of the resort activities, which included Zumba, stretching next to the beach volleyball. There were arts and crafts being had. They had Spanish lessons, basically a full schedule from about 10 a.m. to about 3 p.m.
Beach volleyball!
People were really into the activities and super friendly, and it was kind of nice to see the same people all around the resort for the entire 6 days. I spent a lot of time at the coffee corner. It's a really good place to grab coffee. Even though they don't let you charge to the room, they make a really delicious chai, and they have super delicious pastries and things like that as well. So I took my chai back to the patio this day, did a little bit of work, a little bit of editing of photos and videos, and just enjoyed the resort. Eating at the resort was getting super expensive, so I used ChatGPT to find popular, highly rated restaurants, and we ended up at Los Tres Gallos, which is the Three Roosters in English. Beautiful restaurant, outdoor setting, because it never rains in Southern California.
Gordita soup is amazing.
Let's do some gordita.
That is the
They bring out such a nice spread of dips and chips, and their drinks were nicely dressed and delicious. So I had really high hopes for the food, especially since they got almost a 5-star rating for over 1,500 reviews. They had an extensive menu. Everything looked delicious. It was actually hard to make a choice, but I ended up choosing a fish that's native to the area that you can only get from the Sea of Cortez. These are the gorditas that I ordered. And this is a special banana dessert that they made at our table.
orange.
Smells good.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bonita. Happy birthday to you.
birthday song was really nice, and so was the follow-up, but they did tell me at the end nothing is for free and asked for a tip quite aggressively. So I've just given up on, not carrying around cash in Cabo. Everything is expensive. On that Saturday, which is my actual birthday, we decided to take a 6-hour tour with lunch included around multiple cities in the area, including San Jose. We didn't know it at first, but the first part of the 6-hour tour was another glass bottom boat tour, and we were over being on the water for the week. So we asked the tour guide if we could just shop while the other attendees went on the boat tour. So we got to check out the mall, which also had a grocery store inside, and buy a few trinkets. We got everything they need to take money. Sally Beauty Supply, Skechers. Where y'all want to go? Beach House? I want to go over here. The grocery store was so much cheaper than the pre-order, and next time I'm just going to take the $7 Uber and do my grocery shopping on my own. Everything looked so fresh. Onions look so much better. I want to try it. It's my birthday. It's your birthday. Well, don't spill it. I'm not gonna. Okay.
Want me to put it in there?
How does it taste?
It's actually quite good.
Can I try some? There's a fly in your hair.
I think next time I come, I'm going to spend more time in this area just kind of hanging out, because there are some really nice breakfast restaurants and other things to do at the Marina. So we finally made our way back to the Marina to meet the rest of the group and do the rest of the tour, and we hopped in a van and we headed to a glass blowing factory. And of course, they tried to sell us the items as we were leaving.
And as soon as we have enough glass, everything is
Let it be. The items were really beautiful though, and I was tempted to buy especially the glasses and items I could use, but I just didn't want to deal with having to carry them back in my carry-on luggage. I refused to check bags, but everything was really beautiful. We went to this little shop after a tequila tasting, and I have no footage because my daughter tasted tequila for the first time and didn't win, so I was so taken aback I didn't record.
¿Por qué tú no entiendes japonés?
Porque no quiero.
¿Por qué tú no entiendes japonés?
Es muy difícil.
Y dice,難しくないよ.
A little bit.
Next, we went to learn all about how pearls are formed.
Fresh.
How cool. They had some beautiful jewelry, and of course they tried to sell that too, but it was super expensive even though they swore it was cheaper than the US. But it was a really lovely shop and the people were nice. My son actually got a bracelet stuck on his arm and they had to remove it, which was a bit embarrassing but fun. And by this time it was lunchtime. Half the tour got off the bus because they had only booked for 3 hours. So the tour guide treated us like family and took us to a restaurant where there were tons of people from his hometown that he knew personally. And this food was absolutely delicious and the cost was included in the tour. Thank goodness. They really gave us the royal treatment and we had a really nice time discussing their personal stories and learning a lot of the history of the city. After we ate, we drove down to San Jose and saw some of its most historic structures and visited a really cool interactive museum.
One of the great things, madam, please. This one is one of the best, or what I think is personal opinion, is one of the good ones. Every single heart has a music. Please, madam, touch one of them. Yeah, okay. Just touch it and leave it there.
I like that song. The artist they had on display had all these very religious paintings of Jesus that were interactive, which was really cool. So you put the app in front of them and they come to life with beautiful music in the background and everything. I thought that was really cool. They even had other paintings that could put angel wings on your back, and they had this really cool heart where if you held hands it made a unique sound.
And if you hold hands tight, it's gonna sound different. If he holds your hands, it's gonna.
Honestly, the vibe in San Jose was so much different. Everything was so beautiful that I might even consider straying away from my favorite resorts and staying in one of their boutique hotels on one of my trips to Cabo in the future. We walked around town. We visited an old church where they were having a wedding. We took some really nice photographs. It was just a lovely experience. That one's cute.
$5,500?
It is beautiful. You'll be cute in that.
Gracias.
This place is a vibe.
Oh, look at that. You look good in that.
For our very last night and my birthday dinner, I wanted to go to the nicest restaurant between the two resorts. So I booked at La Roca, which is the most formal restaurant at the Grande resort, and asked for a table outside so we could be next to the beach right at sunset. I was hoping to get some moonlight on the waves, but we had a new moon, so we didn't really get that. But it was still a fabulous vibe right next to the ocean. And as you can see, there's hardly anyone there. Those tables will be empty in just a few minutes. So it was really a perfect night. I will say that the ocean waves had me sleepy the entire time.
So what's up, guys? Today it's my mom's birthday.
43 and fabulous 25. Oh yes, 25.
And that makes me 17. And how old are you, Granny?
32.
30. Okay, so we got 32, 25, 17. Fetus.
What?
Fetus.
Fetus?
Yes.
That's a big fetus. The ocean waves and jazz music are making me sleepy.
And then being full on and with all this going on. This is honestly the environment that I go to sleep in too. But since I'm talking so much, I'm not sleepy yet.
We enjoyed our appetizers. They were so delicious. The food did not disappoint, and neither did the service.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
And to top it off, right after that, I got my own fireworks show. Woohoo! Oh, wow.
Oh my god, you just missed it. Happy birthday!
All right. We're videoing each other.
This is so dystopian though because mine is really bad quality because it's like a oldish camera and yours is like really good quality.
So I'm going to rate this experience in this hotel in 4 different areas. Really, I'm rating Cabo overall. But safety-wise, Cabo is one of the safest places to be in Mexico. As a solo traveler, if you're looking for somewhere safe, somewhere where you can be solo, where you can walk the streets, where you can check out the restaurants and feel 100% safe, Cabo is top of the list. But if you're also looking for inexpensive, you might want to look elsewhere. So for safety, I would give this resort a 10 out of 10. As far as amenities go, Gran Solmar, because you have access to their amenities, and the amenities at Playa Grande are just as nice, I would rate the amenities at both resorts 9 out of 10. The only reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is because it's so relaxed and laid back. It's not as much of a party resort as some of the other resorts. So they don't have as much like party activity, but they do have plenty of daytime activities for you and for your family. So for amenities, I would give both resorts, actually I would give Gran Solmar a 10 out of 10 and Playa Grande a 9 out of 10. Playa Grande is absolutely a beautiful resort. When we stopped at some of the other resorts, I would always think to myself, I'm so glad we're staying at Playa Grande because it's very nice. But Gran Solmar just takes it up another level and just gives you a little bit more space, and they were a little bit more thoughtful in the design planning. But either of these resorts is amazing, fantastic, beautiful. For activities, I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. So it depends on what kind of traveler you are. If you're looking for a resort where there's constant activities, where you have multiple options at all times, these are not the resorts that you want to go to. Typically, there's one schedule for the entire resort for the whole day. Lots of fun people, but mostly older people, especially at Gran Solmar. It was, I would say, 90% 60 and older at Gran Solmar. Maybe that's a little high, maybe around 80% 60 or older. Playa Grande had lots more families, but still not a party resort at all. So if you're happy having one thing to do for each of the hours every day, which I am, I would say it's perfect. If you're looking for a place where there's just more activity happening, this is not the place. I give it an 8 out of 10. But yeah, depends on what you like. For food, it was very hit or miss. So at Gran Solmar, I didn't have anything that didn't taste amazing. Everything was absolutely delicious. And we all know that that's not typical for most resorts. Because it's not automatically all-inclusive, the food can be a bit expensive, but it's 100% worth it. It's not more expensive for the quality that you get than the US, but it is quite expensive to eat at the restaurants all day, every day. They do have meal plans that give you a bit of a discount, and I talk about that more in my last video. But overall, really good food, just very expensive. At Playa Grande, the food by the pool was just okay. I would give that food maybe like a 7 out of 10. It's definitely edible, but not like melt in your mouth, delicious. But the other restaurants, like the 2 big restaurants, the one where they serve a buffet and the one that was inside the property, like inside the building when you first walk in, amazing. Service, top tier. So overall, I would give the food an 8 out of 10 at Playa Grande and a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 at Gran Solmar. Overall, me and my family had an absolutely amazing experience. We will be returning. From where we live, it's only a 2.5-hour flight going. It was a 2-hour flight coming back. So a very easy way to experience luxury, paradise, safety, and fun.